So unfortunately, there's still definitely a demand for animals to be taken out of the wild.
South American crocodiles, monkeys, and even big cats are highly prized as exotic pets, but many are also endangered.
If you're a bad guy and you want to make money and have a much lower chance of getting caught, the wildlife trade is perfect.
So we went down to the market and we literally asked, has anyone got a nimr, a tiger for sale? And within 2 or 3 minutes, we were following a boy on a motorbike off to a house. There were 2 baby cheetahs for sale and they were offered to us. People are completely unaware, and we're not talking a few cheetah cubs here. We are talking, you know, in the peak season, hundreds of wild-caught cheetah cubs. For those people, you know, although they realise it's illegal, it's just another commodity.
I think there's a lot of animals that are captured for the game trade, like outside of, like, are basically captured so that they can be given as pets. And we're talking about exotic animals, like, you know, whatever, leopards or stuff like that. Right? So that's one thing. That market exists, but yeah, it's a market that we know very less. I mean, like the common man knows very less about.
Breed's powerful in people's minds, so when they have a nut tree in their backyard and they know, hey, macaws are coming to this tree every day, I see them every day, it's like they aren't novel to them the way they are to us. Like, coming from the US, we don't have macaws, we don't have elephants, so in our mind it's like, oh my gosh, these are magnificent animals. And the people that live there, their minds, it's like just a normal bird or a deer or whatever common animal they're used to. And when they find out, like, hey, someone's willing to pay me thousands of dollars if I just give them one of these macaws, like, that feeds someone for a very long time. Like, if they're already having financial struggles, it's very hard for them to say no to those opportunities. So taking animals from the wild for the pet trade is huge. It's a lot of what the black market is. It's fueled by the Chinese medicine, it's fueled by things like ivory, it's fueled by people in the US wanting to have a really pretty bird living in their house.
There's a certain allure to these animals, and the thought of being close to a cheetah is an amazing experience. But I think for many of us, there's something that stops us from going that extra mile and saying we're actually going to acquire one because we realize it's wrong. No matter where you look in the world, the desire to keep these animals as pets, whether they're lions or tigers or cheetahs, is all about status, you know, sort of human bravado, really. And when you have an animal that costs about $10,000 US per individual, it's a sign of that wealth and that status, and that's really what drives the trade. When you're able to drive around town and you have that cheetah on a leash in your Mercedes-Benz, it's a status symbol.
No idea or no ability to provide them care.
They had been in a dark basement and they were all kept together. And then the tiger and the lion's noses were busted up.
Someone was killed by a lion in Kuwait. Lourdes Abuela, a Filipino maid, was mauled by one of her employer's pet lions after its cage had been left unlocked. In an attempt to cover the evidence, he'd killed his lions and burned their bodies in a remote desert area.
And to Mexico now, where local media is reporting that a pet monkey, get this, a pet monkey helped lead authorities to one of the world's most wanted drug lords.
This lion was discovered on a Mexican drug lord's property. From monkeys to tarantulas and rare birds that can fetch as much as $90,000, exotic animals are now easy prey for drug traffickers.
In Detroit, that big city, the police busted a good number of crack houses all at once, these drug houses. And what they found when they busted the houses were a ton of tigers, like 20 tigers.
In fact, the Humane Society of the United States says there are likely more tigers living in American communities than there are in the wild.
Ari Boyce and his family have not one but 7 tigers. The dilemma is compounded by rural poverty that drives poachers to hunt down species with high price tags.
Female mature giraffe sells for about $70,000.
Some of them I just consider it an easy day, just to go and go out there, do some hunting, kill some animals, put them back on their motorcycle, and then bike it back home, and then sell it to some people and make some money off it.
Yeah, muéstrale.
What is it? It's a snake. Wow.
Cuando tú le crías de chiquito, es mansito.
What type of snake is this?
Este es arcoíris.
It's a rainbow snake.
Acá está el motelo.
Wow.
That's a tortoise.
Wow.
These are all protected animals.
Acá tengo una.
How big does this grow? This one?
Crece así grande. Grande, son así.
Sí. These are caiman. They grow up to 2 meters long and they're under threat of becoming endangered. The animals on offer are illegal to sell without a permit. There's a major international trade in exotic wildlife. The UN claims it's the 4th biggest illegal industry in the world.
在中国这些事儿会更加的普遍。就像这种情况，大部分还是以一些初玩者或者怎么说喜欢攀比的人为主，因为他们不太懂这些动物，他们只知道比如说这种蛇养了，大家会觉得它比较厉害啊，或者怎么样，它只是一个单纯的这种。
It's just heartbreaking to think that this poor little monkey, less than a month old, was stored in a box in its own blood and its own feces. It's been taken away from its parents. It's traumatized. Look at it. It's hard to ask this, but how close to death these animals were, you know, if they hadn't been rescued?
A few days at the most, I think.
It's estimated that for every baby primate that's taken from the wild, 6 more are killed in the process. 30,000 primates die in this way every year.
Just go into a jungle thinking that it's a bank that they can just take anything out of when they feel like.
As we learn more about this amazing world in which we all live, the interdependence of all life forms becomes increasingly clear. We are all connected in a great web of life. Yet today, we are destroying that web. We face the greatest mass extinction since the era of the dinosaurs.
We are in big shit, basically.